Fasten your seatbelts, hold on tight. You're in for one crazy ride tonight on the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show. Hashtag one on Facebook.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts, hold on tight. You're in for one incredibly awesome and amazing ride tonight on the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show. Hashtag one on YouTube. Tonight we have with us Mr. Adam Filer out of the state of New York with us tonight. So let's talk to Adam Filer about his racing career. So Adam, let's talk about where did it all begin for you?
In a nice little shop that my dad and I created together with one of my very good friends, Chad Desso. He is honestly one of the biggest parts of my racing career next to my father and a select few, my crew chief Marlo and his family.
Okay. So when you climbed into that race car for the first time, Adam, what was it like for you to climb into that race car for the first time?
Purely just nerves. Definitely the first race of my career. Oddly enough, it was the first race that I was able to go on with my father. Obviously passed already, so him, my grandmother were put inside the dashboard of my race car. And again, oddly enough, it was Tony Colez's daughter's memorial race at Ransomville Speedway. So it was definitely an emotional night for me. Being the first race, it was more nerves, excitement. But all in all, it was an awesome night.
Okay. So it was all in all an awesome night. You had your grandmother and your father with you in the car, which is pretty spectacular.
Absolutely.
That's pretty spectacular.
Yeah. It was definitely great.
So okay, now that you're in the car and you went out there for the first time, let's talk a little bit about the story behind your race car number. What is that story?
So my as I was a child, we always used to go to the races at Holland Speedway in Holland, New York. My uncle Mark happened to be the head crew chief of the number 68 Budweiser car. Eric Sanders was the driver. I don't know if any of your viewers know of Art Clark, but was a little stinker running around that racetrack when I was youngster, and watching him and them race all together. And I kind of wanted to keep it that number and just continue the legacy. But definitely a huge set of shoes to fill for me. Huge
set of shoes. And definitely that is pretty cool, that story there about Art Clark and stuff. So definitely. So let's talk now about, how much success have you had as a race car driver on the racetrack?
Well, being that it's my first season on dirt here, we definitely came out on top a few times, top 5 finishes, top 10 finishes. But all in all, a great season. We had a couple hiccups here and there, but I would give it an A+ for last season. Definitely.
A+ for last season. Okay, very cool. Very cool. So looking to build on your racing season going into 2022?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So we're going to end up signing with a couple different companies for sponsors this season. But one of the biggest ones, kind of a teaser for everyone, is we brought Empire Motorsports in, and it is run by Chad Desso, the 2018 championship mini stock driver, car builder, entrepreneur. He is a phenomenal man. Definitely somebody I would consider a very close personal friend. Again, Marlo Akers, with being crew chief this season, has a whole slew of ideas, and we're currently working on the cars as we speak. But as far as we're concerned, this 2022 season is going to be absolutely phenomenal, and I look forward to seeing all the race fans, and especially live footage. It's going to be coming to you live exclusively through Josh and through Mr. Desso himself.
Okay, so Adam, what's it like? Okay, how can I put you this way? What goes into maintaining your race car yearly?
So definitely right now we're in the off season. So what we do is we normally strip the cars down. We freshen up the chassis. If we need a motor component replaced, we automatically replace it. And chassis itself, it's going to be one of those situations where if it's broken, we're going to fix it. If it looks sketchy, we're going to replace it. It's definitely all prep work. So it's right now stripped down, look it over, make sure she's solid, she's safe. And that's what I have Marlo Akers doing. Like I said, my crew chief and Chad himself. So it's going to be a great upcoming season.
Oh yeah, very much so. Very, very much so. So Adam, okay, now that you're getting ready to prepare for your season and stuff like that, what is your favorite track to race on? Going
Yeah, absolutely. So Ransomville, the Big R Speedway, is definitely one of the largest speedways around town here. Genesee Speedway is a good speedway. I have not yet been fortunate enough to race that. I kind of wanted to stick to my home track and get to know that track first before I start moving around. But definitely Ransomville Speedway, hands down Ransomville Speedway.
So moving around, which speedways do you have on your calendar going further, traveling around?
So you're hitting the big button there. So it's definitely going to be a huge surprise to see the schedule. We are planning on traveling this season, so those different tracks we're definitely going to keep everyone updated on. But as of right now, we're going towards Genesee, Ransomville, and then a bunch of out-of-state SCDRA, IMCA racing series. There's definitely tracks that I want to try, but I definitely would like to be more versed in the mini stock class. So I definitely want to get some seat time and keep pushing forward.
Okay, alrighty. So let's talk now about who helps work on your car, because you said Chad Desso and who else work on your car?
Marlo Akers, my right hand main.
Okay.
Yep.
So do you work hand in hand? Do you work on the car also with them then, or?
Absolutely. So basically, as a driver, if something isn't right, in which 9 times out of 10 it's spot on. I mean, they do a phenomenal job, absolute phenomenal job setting up these cars. Definitely don't trust anybody else doing it. It's one of those things where, it comes with experience, it comes with the trade. And these guys are two of the best of the best. They have their foot in the foot in the race community, quite a large footprint, actually. But as far as I'm concerned, they're top-notch guys. The cars are set up great, and when I'm working with them, getting in and out of my car during heats and features, I'm telling them, hey, this is what's going on with the car, a little tweak here, and they will literally go right on it. They'll figure out what's going on and they'll correct it so I can get back on the track. So kudos to them for doing what they do. They're absolutely phenomenal guys.
Okay, so your communication with them is really awesome then, to have that good communication, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So now, Adam, let's talk about, are you pretty good about reading the track as far as what the track's doing?
Again, it comes with the territory, with knowledge and experience being on the track. Like I said, being at my first season, I'm still learning a lot of things. I'm still learning stuff about the car. The season was all trial and error, and we did a phenomenal job, actually. But this coming season, I definitely have some tricks up my sleeves. Reading the track is going to be something that I'm going to start really focusing on this season. It was more of this season, getting around the track, making A to B, getting the laps in, getting the seat time in. But this season, there's definitely going to be some knowledge that's going to be shared with me from the other drivers themselves, and especially my crew chief and the car builder who actually built my car, Chad.
Okay, so now let's talk. What is the worst thing you had happen to you as a race car driver?
Oh man, I remember this question. Oh, good Lord. So the worst possible situation was on my very first race. Unfortunately.
Okay.
Honestly, it was planned on to be a 30-lap race, and in New York we have noise ordinance.
Okay.
So during that noise ordinance, a lot of I would say testosterone was built up inside that car. We were doing phenomenal. We were doing phenomenal, especially as a rookie coming right out of the chute. And I ended up overcompensating just a little too much. And I turned my car sideways. And unfortunately, at the time, one of my teammates behind me was coming in hot around the corner. And he ended up coming up to me in the pits and asking if I waved to him. And I didn't. I was actually telling him while I was wrecking, go in front of me. And he comes running up to me after I got wrecked by Chuck Calla. And he comes screaming up to me. He goes, "Bud, were you waving at me while you were wrecking?" And I'm like, "No, bud, I was trying to tell you to go around in front of me."
Okay.
I felt the whole car sliding up on the bank, and I was worried that he was either going to door me or completely destroy the car, and wrench it up pretty good. And, I was just trying to give him a heads up. Well, when Chris went out of the way, Chuck Calla was coming in hot right behind him. And he, like I said, he came up to me in the pits also, and he told me flat out, "Hey man, I'm really sorry. It was either your door, the motor, and I chose, or the back, and I chose the rear end. It smushed the rear end up pretty good. And you know, if it wasn't for Chad and the few guys on our team at the time cutting the car apart, I would have never made it back to the track. It was definitely a mangled mess, but they fixed it up within a week. And they did what they were supposed to, and I got back out there with no issues."
Okay, alrighty. So let's talk about your safety in your car. Then you say it's top notch. So what you got for safety in that car?
So safety comes with all the equipment you purchase. We had a phenomenal time talking with Bicknell Racing Products in Niagara Falls. Tim and Erica, kudos to you too. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. They set us up with state-of-the-art equipment, Speedway motors online. They set us up with a bunch of safety equipment. So we're looking at RJS cam lock restraints. We're looking at Hans device. G-Force sent us a phenomenal Kevlar reinforced carbon fiber G-Force Revo helmet. That helmet never fogged, it never cracked, it never broke. And I've been in a few small incidences on those on the track. And it's top notch. We have fire suppression system, fire suits, Nomax gloves. The cage is a huge portion of a race car. And the cage that was set in my car was the same cage that Mr. Desso built and designed and installed. And if it wasn't for that cage, man, that crash, man, it would have been horrible. I mean, I definitely would have ended up going to the hospital. Luckily enough, I was able to drive it right off the track, and we loaded it up that night with under its own power without any issues. So kudos to Chad for building a phenomenal car, phenomenal cage. Kudos to Marlo for fixing everything that I keep breaking on him, and I apologize. But cage safety equipment is always key. You definitely need to be safe, and we never put those cars on the track unless we are 110% all in agreement that the car is safe. And if it is not safe, we pull it. We pull it, and we pull the plug, and we don't show, you know?
Okay. So Adam, okay, something you may not know either, Speedway Motors, where you get some of your stuff, is about a 5 or 6 hour drive from me. So that's not that far.
Awesome. Well, shout out to Speedway. Thank you.
yeah.
They're awesome.
So Adam, now let's talk about who is your racing heroes. I know we discussed this last night, but let's talk about who your racing heroes are.
So growing up as a kid, obviously watching Holland Speedway, Eric Sanders and my uncle Mark run the 68 Budweiser car. I was always a fan of Budweiser, which was Dale Earnhardt Jr. And then I was a huge fan of Dale Earnhardt Sr. Unfortunately, his daddy ended up passing away in the Daytona 500, which was horrible. And I remember as a young kid, you know, watching that race on television, and definitely was an emotional moment for me because my childhood hero's daddy just passed away, you know. But in old school to new school, hands down, Kyle Larson, a phenomenal, stellar man, dominates every track, every vehicle he's in, no matter what it is. He is a force to be reckoned with. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm following his career very closely, and definitely one of my new school heroes. Congratulations, Kyle.
Yes. And on top of that, Adam, the vice president of Hendrick Motorsports is quite interesting too, because that's Jeff Gordon now. That's pretty cool. That
absolutely. So it was cool, you know, to see. I did used to watch Jeff Gordon with, you know, Dale Senior, Dale Junior, and Jeff Gordon was always one of my nemesis kind of deal. Like, hey, you got to get Gorky. But in reality, that man is fully capable of taking over Hendricks Motorsports. He's a phenomenal guy. I would assume he's going to bring that whole racing community to a different level. And especially with Kyle being a part of that, I think it's going to be a phenomenal 2022 season for NASCAR.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yes.
So what is going a little bit further, Adam, what is your 5-year plan with the racing? What's your outlook on your 5-year plan?
So my 5-year plan in mini stocks is going to honestly progress. So my whole plan is to get out of mini stocks and move up into the upper classes, get into bigger, faster cars, hanging with the bigger names in dirt series racing. But the 5-year plan is to finish out, attempt to win a championship like every driver, and then move on into another class. Hopefully it's going to be novice sportsman in 2023. 2024, hopefully I can still stay a novice and keep progressing and then move myself up to the modified series. But it takes a lot of money, a lot of time. Dedication is ridiculous.
And
but
a lot
it's
of
definitely
sponsors.
yes.
Yes.
But you need to prove yourself. You have to prove yourself as a young rookie driver, no matter what class you're in. And you need to show the guys that have been there hanging on the track, hey, I'm not here to wreck you. I'm here to have fun, but I'm also here to win. So it's definitely a fine line, a gray area, you know.
Oh yeah. So going into your season now, 2022, fast approaching, are you still looking for sponsors for your racing team?
Yes. So we are actually looking for a few door sponsors, quarters. We have a couple already on board. Like I said, we were going to be signing some agreements very shortly. But as far as I'm concerned, the bulk of our sponsors are covered right now. And 2022 season will obviously divulge that information. We'll be doing it right with you, Josh. And as far as I'm concerned, all of Empire Motorsports is absolutely thrilled that you're on board with our team, and we're excited. We're very excited.
And I'm going to do a little favor for you right now. If there's anybody going to be watching this racing show with me and Adam Filer, and you want to help sponsor his race car and his racing team out, reach out to Adam Filer and Empire Motorsports, because they'd appreciate the sponsorship on their race cars as they get further into their racing careers.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. So Adam, now let's talk about what do you like to do away from the racetrack?
So I am at heart a family man. I have two beautiful daughters, Brooke and Bailey Filer. Definitely any spare time, free time I can scrounge up at spending times with the family and the kiddos. But other than that, normally the kids are around the shop, but because of COVID, we're kind of separating it, home life versus race life, to keep everyone safe, you know. But as far as I'm concerned, any free time is covered with the children, you know, absolutely any time. I mean, they're my world, and we love them to death, you know.
Oh yes. So they help out. Do they have specific jobs on your car that they can help out with, or?
So my one daughter Bailey is quite small. She is 5. She is going through some health issues. She's doing great. She's strong. There's no quitting a Filer, I can tell you that. But Bailey herself, she likes to wash the car. She likes to put stickers on. I've actually had her bedazzle a few things on the car.
Okay.
But Brooke is my oldest. She's 7, and she's definitely all about it. She wants to race go-karts soon. She wants to get into the entry level of racing. And what better place to start at the Little R racetrack at Ransville Speedways?
Definitely.
Thursday nights they have a go-kart track on the infield. And everyone gets to go over there and race on that infield. It's awesome.
Oh yes, definitely. And maybe one of these days you and her could be down at the Tulsa shootout together. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So Adam, okay, now what do you like to eat at the racetrack? We've had this discussion too.
Oh man, that's so embarrassing. So during Ransville Speedway's openings, they ended up putting a smaller concession stands in the pits for the race car drivers and their families and their children. Yeah. So they have a concessions in the stand side, and they have a smaller concessions on the race side in the pits. Yeah. And during the races, unfortunately, track conditions differ every night.
Yeah.
But when you got the big boys out there hauling butt and they're throwing dirt, unfortunately, everything that we eat there is French fries, their burgers. They have cotton candy. They have a bunch of arrays of foods there. But they end up having problems with dirt, so we call them dirt burgers and dirt fries. So so unfortunately, no matter where you are on the racetrack, dirt is flying everywhere. So definitely be prepared for that. Don't show up in your Sunday clothes, if you will. Yeah. So, but we have a phenomenal concession stand. You can get memorabilia at our pros. Pro shop, if you will. They always have events there where you can buy t-shirts and stuff. So buy t-shirt, get it on, and it'll protect you, I promise. But dirt burgers and French fries, that is my favorite food.
Okay. And make sure to go down and visit Adam Filer in the pit area too, because he's always willing to sign autographs. I know that for sure. Absolutely. So Adam, let's talk now. Okay. You like to spend time as a family, which is really good. I like that, with that whole philosophy there. So what do you like? What would you say to the kids to help get them in a race car?
Definitely believe in yourself. This is a dream come true for me. Definitely never thought in a million years I would ever be doing this with any type of race family or organization. Um, Definitely believe in yourself. Have good people surrounding you. Always be positive. You know, when you get down on yourself, just remember you're racing. You're a race car driver. Keep pushing. Keep going. No matter what anyone says. You know, don't
Okay.
listen to your heart and listen to your mind.
Okay. Now we're going to go one step further. What do you have to say to the kids to get them to come to my racing show and adults?
Josh Nolan's Full Throttle Racing Show is #1 on YouTube. Definitely amazing guy. I consider you family, man. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for my family. And I don't mean to bring this up, but I am very sorry, and my dearest condolences to you and your family about your father.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
But as far as I'm concerned, awesome man. If you see Josh in the pits, give him a high five, ask for an autograph. He's phenomenal. And, you know, hopefully 2022 season, we can get your butt up here.
Oh yeah, definitely. Or you can get out here to see me, right?
Oh, either way, we're coming.
Oh, yes. So do you have a racing nickname, Adam?
No, I do not, and I believe it is earned. And as far as I'm concerned, I think 2022 season is gonna name me. Hopefully, gonna name me. But as far as I'm concerned, no, not at this moment. I do not have a nickname. But eventually, hoping to have one, a good one.
Okay. We could always call you the Silver Bullet out of Lockport, right?
Oh my God. I mean, she's red and black, but I mean, the Silver Bullet, maybe.
Yeah.
I'll have to change the paint on that.
Oh, yes. So, Adam, thank you again for being on the racing show with me tonight, talking to us about your racing career. I'm glad we got a little bit to see about your race car there. It's going to be pretty spectacular to see where that goes going into
Absolutely.
2022. Big question is once it gets closer to racing season, I'd love to have you back on here again. Kind of give us an update as how your racing season is going to go and what you're looking forward to.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely. So what is something you're looking forward to going into this year?
Oh man, wins, top